Hello and welcome to our summary for the last 3 months. What's new in Process Manager? My name is Thomas Kohlenbach, Senior Product Specialist for Nintex. I would like to talk today about a couple of things which we integrated into Process Manager. Number one is a Visio import to process model, which is currently in beta. We increased a little bit the functionality on the process models that you can do a color picker on your stencils. So I will definitely show you this. We have a new capability which is really handy and was requested a lot of times, override of roles of existing defined Nintex Process Manager users via a CSV script, an import. A long awaited capability to delete in bulk documents via a script. I'll show you this as well, how this looks like, where you find the detailed description, and the enhancement on the approval flow. Will be, I will show you this in action, how this looks, and it will definitely make a lot of people happy because there was a lot of requests within the community in there as well. And as always, we did a lot of work on performance enhancements, bug fixes, because never ever any IT vendor is perfect. So we definitely have some bugs and we fix them as well for you. So I would say, let's have a look. So I will go into my Nintex environment and talk you through the motion here a little bit as well. I will start with the model. So if you are going into process model, if maybe have a lot of people of you have already seen this. So this is our new area or reasonable new area where we can actually now communicate in a different language, in the language of BPMN. We still need to create a process, obviously, even when we want to import then from Visio as well. So if I create a model, we are going through the same, and this is a good thing, going through the governance, right? Where does this process actually belongs to? Let's say we put it under finance, select this, so there is a clear distinction where we find and who is accountable, responsible for this scenario. And then we will see we going through the scope of the model. So I do booking of a company car, and we need clearly an owner who is as responsible, accountable for it. Thomas is department lead in there, and Richard is the person who has to deal with the bookings and the cost centers and so on. And we need to clearly have an objective, manage company cars. And if I can spell, that would definitely help. So now I can create. So now what we can do in the model space, and you have seen this, I could go in here, I can draw, I can move things, I can add scenarios in here, which is great. And it gives me a flexibility to have one centralized repository for all my processes, all what I need. I can create swim lanes, I can create roles, everything is there. But the enhancement, what I want to show you today, is actually the import. So if we are looking at the import scenario, what I said, we have this currently in beta. We have some file restrictions, so it needs to be a VSDX file format or a VSTX file format. So if you are looking to import your artifacts from Visio, have a look what file format is in there. To my knowledge, in 2013, everything is a VSDX or VSTX file format. We are supporting currently as well only certain stencils. So this is a little bit like your process nerd language. So that's like your stencils of BPM and 2.0 UML and clearly the process flow Visio stencils. We will definitely discuss in the future to add more scenarios in there. So if you are looking now what I want to import here, I prepared this Visio flowchart here, reasonable simple, 2 swim lanes. Here's book a company pool car, so everything is there. So if I go now and want to import this, I click on import, I select my file, so I need to have the file stored on my drive. So I pick this file, it will pull this file now in, and this will only take a couple of seconds. And then we will see that we can import this in. Due to the fact that I already started a flowchart, it gives me a warning. It will overwrite this. So yes, I want to overwrite this, and here we go. There is my flowchart. We are not 100% perfect yet because therefore it's a beta. You see a couple of warnings here, so but I can fix this, right? So I can easily go in here and set this straight. Here, when we are looking back to the Visio flowchart, this was a process. So we need to think about how can we adjust these sort of scenarios, but that's possible, right? So we can make this here an event, a sub-process collapse, so we can actually transform these scenarios in the need we have. So this is super handy, and if we save this now, we created now our additional process regarding the process model. Now you might ask, why is this red and others not? This is automatically compared to the standard of business process management notation 2.0. So there is things missing. Here is, for example, the name is missing, right? Desire to book a car. Nevertheless, you can ignore this because if I go out of the edit mode, this scenario goes away and it shows me the flowchart as you want to see this. So this is super handy. The additional function what we added as well, if you want to highlight something here or you have a certain color code what you want to apply, we can do this. So I can make this as same as we had in our Visio flowchart in yellow. Just keep in mind, if you have a need, you need potentially to add an agenda underneath and describe what these different color codes would mean. But I definitely can make this happen going through the motion. So it's a really nice feature. And if I save this again, then this capability is there. And as always, in this space, we will add over the next couple of weeks many more new functionalities. Keep an eye on help what's new. After our releases, you will always see the latest functionalities in there. Okay, coming to point number 2, I go quickly back to my slides. So we tackle the 2 now, override of roles via CSV import. Why is this important? Why is this needed? A lot of companies, a lot of organizations, a lot of our customers have the challenge of, you know, people are moving over, moving on, and so on. So I can go now in here and can have a look where we actually see in here, let's say we're taking Ron as our role model. Now I can go in here and import users. So Ron currently has these 5 roles. In my roles table, I have already a role in here, admin, and Ron moves now into our admin space. So instead of now going in there and deleting this, and I potentially need to do this in bulk and I need to do multiple users, I go in here, take my import template and utilize then the capability in here. So my user is Ron, and then first name was Ron Gan, last name Gan, and I be now really lazy. Obviously, I pick my email address from Ron out of here, so that's my dummy user. Therefore, and here's the user. So then I add this information into my spreadsheet. Doing this really quickly. The roles was a user. And now the important thing here, now we want to make him an admin. So if you think about this would have 10 users, a role changes to 10 users, that's super handy. So if I save this now and just keep in mind, you need to save this as a CSV file. Sometimes this is the challenge what we have there. So that's my file 33. Yes, I want to overwrite this. So if I go now into the function, what we saw before, import user, choose my 33, which I just saved, and I don't want to do anything else. Here's a new function, override existing user, import this. This will go really smoothly. It's overwritten. After I refreshed my screen, we will see that Ron is now has 1 role instead of 5 and is our admin user. So that's an awesome function. It saves heaps of time and makes this really smooth. Coming to the next one, bulk document bulk delete script. There's not much what I want to show or can show on screen. That's more like the capability of deleting documents. So we are talking the area of documents in the space here, and bulk delete documents which might be not related to any process, which might be not connected to a process anymore and sits in your document space. So these scenarios are extremely annoying because in the past we needed to go one by one and archive these scenarios. Now we developed this script which you find under help, Nintex help. In there you find the area of bulk delete documents using a script. So this sits under uploading and script, clearly use the search, and we have the detailed description. And I can only tell you from my own experience, I'm not the super technical person. I definitely can't code. Follow the steps. It works. It really does the scenario. Just be aware it deletes the document off the database. So it doesn't go into archive, and then you can reinstate if you make the mistake, it deletes it off. So if the document is gone, the only way to get it back is really uploading it out of your backups. So just be aware of this scenario in there. Then another scenario, or the last thing what I want to touch on, is enhancements to approval routing. So this is again a request which came through a couple of times. So if we are going through the motion here, so I'm currently logged in as a ProMaster. So, and let's maybe find a process in here where Ron is not involved in. Let's say this process here, close off and prepare month-end accounts. And let me prove my point. So in the procedure view, we can see down here what our approval chain is. So we can see the process owners, Ivan, Richard, automation specialist we don't have, and risk manager. So all of these people are involved in the approval scenario in here as well. So if I go now through the motion and I edit the process, and now I want to change one of the owners here. So I make now Ron, who is now our new admin, our process owner, and save this. And I want to save this with comments. Edit Ron as new owner. And I'll save and submit this for approval. In the past, Ron was not included in this approval chain. And it was really a little bit confusing out of my personal view, but now we change this. Now Ron becomes actually part of the process change approver already. So as we can see, we are waiting approval in here, and in my dashboard, obviously as ProMaster, I wouldn't see this because I'm automatically in there. But let me log in as Ron, and let's see if we can actually see the approval coming in. I have the capability to impersonate Ron as a user. That's the benefit to be an IT vendor. And if I go to my changes and go to the area of awaiting approval, we should see, no, we will see that there is an approval request pending. It will potentially take a couple of seconds going through. As every good demo, this will always take a little bit longer than expected, but that's the aim, that this will then go through and going through the different approval scenarios within here so that everyone knows, okay, we are having a new accountability responsibility in this area and going through the motion. That's all what I have for today and for this quarter. Keep tuned. Looking forward to an exciting start of next year. Our financial year started a couple of days ago, so we are super excited, and thank you for all your good work, and hopefully we will talk to each other one or another day. Stay safe and talk soon. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.